Hey, what's going on YouTube? 5-minute review here. So today, I will be doing a review of the 30-minute demo Resident Evil 2 remake. This game is coming out on the 25th and there's a lot of excitement surrounding this game, mainly because it's one of the favorites in all of Resident Evil's 20-year history. I'll be honest, I've never played this game in its original form in the first PlayStation. My very first introduction to Resident Evil was the third game, Nemesis, and I know that that one plays similarly to the original RE2 game, so I'll take that into comparison. Resident Evil 4 though was the first one I finished all the way to the end and replayed over and over again. This remake has a lot of similarity to RE4, which is a really good thing because Resident Evil 4 is arguably one of the best out there, at least in my opinion. All gameplay in this video were captured through Xbox One X, and I will be making a separate video comparing graphics from PS4, Xbox One, and PC. For now, I will be talking about 3 things in this review: the usual graphics, gameplay, and story. Let's start with graphics. This remake is using the RE engine, the same engine used in Resident Evil 7, which was a stunning game when it comes to graphics. Resident Evil has always been a dark game, and you'll be spending a lot of time indoors in dark, unlit room areas, at least in the demo. The game shadows stand out. It's smooth and sharp on the edges, no jaggies, especially where your flashlight casts a shadow. It gives the game its sinister aura that is compelling and especially good for a horror game just like this. I played the game in 4K. Anti-aliasing is phenomenal, while texture details are good. There's not much to say here. The game looks stunning overall. You can look closely into the detail and find flaws, but you wouldn't be doing that while playing the game, so no complaints there. A definite win in the graphics area. Next, gameplay. This is where the Resident Evil 4 roots start. RE4 had Leon as the main protagonist, and the third-person view is all too familiar. This is a big change from the camera position in the original game, which a lot of times was a pain to use. Controls are nice and easy using buttons that are almost the same with current gen shooter games. You have a good view of what's ahead of you, and the game makes it easy to find items as it highlights the button when an item's nearby. I played the game in PC and console, and it's so much easier to aim with the mouse. I died a few times in the console when aim assist was off, but I never had that trouble in the PC. I turned assist on in this gameplay because I only had 30 minutes and I didn't want to spend it dying. If you want a smooth and easy experience, turn aim assist on. If you're a hardcore gamer and wants the best challenge, keep it off. If you're on the PC, you shouldn't have this problem, so don't worry about it. Items and storage is pretty much the same as the original game. You have limited slots and you can store 1 item per slot. You can combine herbs, of course, gunpowder, and ammunition to save space. And we also see the return of the box storage that's always close to the typewriter saving points. You cannot use the save in the demo, and I've never seen ink ribbons either. So I don't know if they'll add that in the full release. I guess we'll see. But if they do, it will, of course, add a nice bit of difficulty and nostalgia. Because admit it, you don't get that feeling anymore in games nowadays because you can just save anywhere. Overall, it's a combination of everything good from previous RE titles, and the game plays exceptionally good for a demo. Last one, story. Not a lot to say here. This is a remake, so if you play the original game, then you must be expecting the same story. And we all should. Although I've done a lot of reading online and it looks like there's a few additions in the game to keep everyone on their toes, even the original RE2 veterans. It's going to be good for a lot of gamers out there, especially those who have never played the original, because it will be an all-new experience. Expect a lot of puzzles, which Resident Evil was always known for. Cutscenes are nice and believable, which adds a great deal to the overall experience. I'd actually like to add one last thing, just because this is a horror game and we all love a good scare. Resident Evil 2 Remake may not be as terrifying as RE7, and nothing gives a good scare than being in the first person view. I can say this because I've also played Outlast 1 and 2, and a whole lot of survival horror games in the third person, like The Evil Within, Dead Space, The Last of Us, and older Resident Evil titles. If you played these games, you know what I'm talking about. And I just didn't feel as scared to open a door in this demo as compared to when I played the first person titles mentioned earlier. It's still a really good game overall, and I think it's just important that I mention it. So onto the verdict. I rate games in very bad, bad, okay, good, and very good basis, and this game I would rate as good. Resident Evil has so much history, and this remake demo lives up to expectation. I already have the collector's edition pre-ordered, and I'm pushing through with it. If you're a Resident Evil fan, yes, you have to get the game. It brings back memories, and the remake is fantastic, at least by the demo looks of it. If you're new to survival horror or Resident Evil in general and don't know what to expect, get the demo, try it, and see for yourself. In the end, I think this is worth the first day release buy. If you like my review and what I did here, please like and subscribe. Again, this is 5 Minute Review. Till the next video.